We are recording. Hey, how you doing? It's your boy Darren Green back with another episode. This is episode 155. We are flying by these episodes this year. I'm really happy. I'm joined by my co-host Derek Dahl, of course.
Hey y'all.
Please be sure to give this video a like if you're on YouTube. Or give us a subscribe too. Because we love all that. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all that other stuff, hi, how are you doing? Please give us a rate review. What's going on there?
Nothing much. Just another Friday. We made it another week, man.
I know. It's just
It's been a lot.
Child.
It's the week has been. I wish I could talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk offline about what this week has been like for me.
Okay.
But I wish I could talk about it in detail. But let's just say it has been a carry. I'm so glad the Mercury retrograde is next week because I am so tired of dealing with people. I don't know what to do with myself.
Lord.
But I'm very grateful at the same time because we launched the Mirror Project last week. And thank you to everyone who's donated to the Mirror Project on Facebook, to everyone who's gone to thederekdahl.com and made a donation. But today is a good day. It's Black Friday. It may be Gold Friday for me, okay? For the Golden Child. Because the re-up collection of Unknown Negro just came out this morning at midnight. You should go check that out. I started my fashion line in 2014. Started off as buttons, evolved into shirts, and now it's like we got joggers. I got travel totes. I got backpacks and gym bags and fannies and all this other stuff. So make sure that you guys go to thederekdahl.com, go to the Dollhouse store and check out the new Unowned Negro collection that just dropped this morning. If you have subscribed to Doll Mail, that means if you go to thederekdahl.com and put your email address in, you have a code in your email that gets you 20% off all purchases in the Dollhouse store. So make sure that you guys go and copy some good shit. But other than that, I'm just glad it's Friday. I'm glad to make it do it throughout the week. We had a very eventful day today, huh, Darren? I hear you got boosted today as well.
Yes, I got my booster shot, child. Oh my goodness. It was really fast. It wasn't like the first time I got vaccinated. Like it was a lot of people there and I had to wait and all the other stuff. It was really dope. It was actually, I was the only person there that scheduled. So I came in and she was like, "Oh yeah, and everything's good. Did you have any problems with the first one?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh, okay. So we'll just go right in. So I don't have to wait to 15 minutes after, to sit down." He's like, "Oh no, you said you didn't have any problem the first time. You can just go." I'm like, "Shoot, okay. Well, look, you ain't got to tell me twice." So I got up and left. Okay, because luckily our CVS is because I did at CVS.
Oh, nice.
The CVS is close to the house. Like it's like walking distance. I ain't walk, but it's that close. So it's done. It's over. I hope we don't get no more boosters. I'm tired of the booster and all these new shots that I gotta get and stuff. Like, could we, could this be the one?
Right, Gerald, just make a pill or something. I'm tired of this shit.
Right.
No.
Now Pfizer did. I think Pfizer or one of them companies said that they was going to start making pills. Now I'm like,
oh, nice. So I got my booster as well.
Oh, that's on your right arm.
My left arm. And for the second time, the nurse who took my shot put the Band-Aid above where the needle went in. I got shot right here. You can see it.
Not above.
But the Band-Aid was up. I just left it there. I sat there and I looked at it. I was like,
is mine even still on, child? Hold on.
I was like, girl, all right, well, let me get out of here.
I usually take mine off because it gets itchy. And I'm like, first of all, I don't want
so quick.
Caucasian bands. Like, honey, this ain't mine.
Hey, Miss Queen, welcome.
That's some messed up stuff. Like it's that band. The reason why the Band-Aids is colored like that is because it's supposed to match your skin, but it don't match ours.
I think they make a band. May not be Band-Aid brand, but there are bandages that are made for us people. And if not, let's figure out a way to create it and make that money.
Yes, and speaking of that, happy Black History Month, guys. I mean, we're here.
We're here for some more fuckery. Every year they do this. Every year.
Now you gonna get your collection at Bath and Body Works, child. They got the lemonade watermelon scented candles.
Why do we need that? Who the hell wants to smell watermelon lemonade burning in their house?
I mean, first of all,
And why
that's
is that
not
a
this not
Black
even
History Month edition? Like, do
like
they
they
think
got
we
the.
smell like watermelon?
I really don't know. That was now see. I don't see how nobody's talking about that because no, I seen that on Facebook. I'm like, y'all lying, y'all. But I seen their lineup. It's in their little section because they got like a whole lot of different they got like different scents and stuff like that, and it's printed with African prints and stuff like that, and they actually had people of color do this. And this wasn't their like rendition or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, so black people were involved in this campaign. But it's Bath and Body Works shot. They said it was given very much when Nancy Pelosi was wearing that kente cloth, and it was. I'm
Child,
like, child.
we love when people stand in solidarity, but this is just a lot. I'm just waiting on the fried chicken incense to come out at this point.
I
Like,
think this is blacks gonna get a discount.
yeah, give us free shit. We don't need y'all to keep trying to create stuff that you think that we're gonna like. Like, we're the highest consumer in America. Like, we pay the most money for everything. We consume everything. Like, just tell us we get some free shit. Okay. Give me the 5 finger special for Black History Month. Okay. Give me college debt relief. Give me that.
Give me that damn 10,000, Joe.
I don't want y'all to give me nothing else, but just wipe out my student loan debt and then throw 100 points on my credit. That's what you need to do.
Right.
You need to give every black person in America an extra 100 points on their credit and then remove their student loan debt.
And let's get into this stimulus check. Like, come on, because I've
But
been
only for people that went to college before 2010.
oh not what is that supposed to mean?
Because these new era college kids, some of them come from those Cosby families, and they don't really need debt relief. Okay, because their parents are paying for school. Okay, I'm talking about for the kids that worked at McDonald's during high school. Okay, was working at the mall so they could make sure they could pay for themselves. And I'm talking about the people that had to get a Parent Plus loan, knowing that their parents could not qualify for a loan, so the loan's automatically going to be put in their name.
Oh, that's me, child. That's me, child.
Before they were 20 years old, being $20,000 in debt. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about these new blacks.
Well, I don't know.
That their parents were smart enough to save.
I mean, there was a couple of people like that in my college. I mean, look, I definitely worked a job when I was in school. Well, not when I was in school. I just literally stopped a month ago. But no, I had a job, child, and I had to get a Parent Plus loan, child. They kicked me off that shit last year. That last semester, they kicked me off because I was too old. I'm like, ain't that about bitch?
You aged out. Aged out for money for education. Doesn't sound weird to people in America? We're supposed to be the greatest country in the world, and we're still financially enslaving people for an education. But you want us to be able to compete internationally. You want us to compete with China and Japan and Russia and all this stuff. Most of those people don't pay for school like that. Like, what is going on here? America is backwards and lost. America is a double-minded country. America is confusion. We market it one way to the rest of the world, but we know the truth on the inside. Like,
it's like this is a get it out the mud type of country, but we gonna work your ass too.
Get it out the mud. This whole goddamn country is full of mud. You ain't getting out the mud if you're still here. You just learn how to build a house of sticks and straw inside the mud. That's all.
Well, you know what? Speaking of college, they sent me an email confirming my clearance or whatever, and I'm supposed to be taking pictures.
Your graduation pictures?
Yes. So dressing gown and all that, and I'm just like really happy. I gotta go to that school though. It's like next Friday, but wait, no, next Thursday, not Friday. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that, and it's fun. And I found out the actual day of commencement is June 2nd.
Oh, nice.
And it will be at the Prudential Center up in Newark. So I'll be making. Yeah.
You're gonna be here, and I'll be at your graduation because you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, not after party situation.
Maybe we go do something else. We want to go eat. We want to come over and have drinks. We can partake. We have a live Dairy Green. Have a live graduation party streaming party
I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can. I still want to live up north. Like I'm gonna see if I can, come up there, child, one day. Not one day. This would definitely be something. I'm trying to save up some money now, so not one day. It's gonna be as soon as possible.
Okay. If you need help looking for apartments, let me know. They've built so many, like
Hmm.
some new
Yeah, I've been on
developments.
Zillow. Like I seen
Mm-hmm.
Newark is. I'm like, okay, these places is looking like almost the same prices up over in Trenton. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm about to not me about to
Mm-hmm.
go. But another thing that just to get in the weekend report because I really didn't talk about me. I started a job. It's like it's not the job, but it's a job that's going to help keep the podcast online and all the other stuff that I need financially. I'm
Yes.
working at H&R Block, child. I'm a little receptionist or whatever. I was working the first couple of days.
I'm gonna say, can I slide you my taxes? Bitch, I got a
Right.
tax return from
Come
UPS.
on down. Come on down. I'm Darren Green at H&R Block. Look, okay. This is the first job that I did because the first week was kind of training, but like
Mm-hmm.
I did my first 9 to 5 yesterday. That had to been the best 9 to 5 I have ever had.
You like it?
Because I mean, I don't consider work like being doing like office stuff. Like I don't consider. I mean, it's work, but it's not like I'm not lifting shit and going Amazon and all that other stuff. So I'm just
Right.
like, this is so like nice. I had to adjust though because I had like dress more professionally and stuff like that. Because I'm casual. I'm too casual. She's like, honey, that hoodie ain't gonna work. I'm
Oh, now
like,
she clocked you
damn.
on the first day. Like, I'm gonna need you to not wear that tomorrow. Like, man, it's
Right.
cold outside, sweetheart.
You got to have your button ups, and I'm like, okay, but no, I'm just I
I'm
answer
like, you do know
calls.
you can do taxes in a hoodie. Like, what you really need to focus on is your brain. I'm
Right.
so over dress codes. I feel like Corona came through and showed us that you don't really need. It don't. Who cares about the clothes? Like, bitch, we've been on Zoom in pajamas and free balling for 2 years,
Not free
running
balling.
the world,
Okay.
free balling.
Well, it's this is how it is. But
Welcome back
yeah,
to
I like
corporate
it.
America.
I like it so far. Hopefully I didn't get paid this week because it's I'm just started working there, but
Yeah.
hopefully that them checks, honey. But yeah, we got a couple of topics today. We want to, this is going to be this ain't going to be a quick episode because it's going to be like, I don't know, you said it before we got started recording that this is going to be a controversial one, honey. We got to get into some things you already know we got to get into.
We are getting canceled today. For those of you who are watching this on Bigo, make sure that you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere the podcasts are listened to, because today may be your last day. Listen to me. I'm pretty sure that the Darren Green Show is going to suspend me for what I'm about to say about this next topic. So just thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And if I become unemployed today, just know you can still go to the daredog.com and donate. All right, let's get into this thing.
Call this great.
Well, child, well, talk about H&R. Now, Whoopi Goldberg, child. Now, girl, let's get into it. So, the hit daytime talk show moderator Whoopi Goldberg made some comments about the Holocaust. I'm not going to play the video because we all know what she said. She basically, and I'm just going to paraphrase it.
Play the video.
I don't got the video.
This ain't the video?
No, this ain't the. Do she got? No? They ain't video ain't on here.
Let me share the video, goddamn.
I just wanted to get like a picture of her. That's why I have it. Oh yeah, dismiss. We're not subscribing. Anyway, she basically said that the Holocaust is not about race, that it was man's inhumanity to man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was derived from a conversation that happened when some schools in, I want to say the South, I don't know where, but I know it was definitely the South. They are blocking or
they
they're
block
not,
mouse.
they block mouse from schools.
Mm-hmm.
I read Mouse when I was in middle school. It was a pretty good book. It was definitely a good got you in the feel of what happened in the Holocaust, and it was like a comic book too. So it was like it appealed to kids because I love me some comic books, honey. Anyway, it was a good book, but they blocked it. And they were talking about it, and that's when she made that statement. Now, quickly after the show aired, she got backlash big time. I mean, there was a lot of people that were frustrated with what she said, and she apologized initially on her social media sites. Then she went on the Stephen Colbert show, and she talked about it a little bit more there, in which some people were saying that she was doubling down, or what she was saying, which was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that. And then she came back on The View to address it a third time, where she brought somebody else in to talk about it, and to educate. Notice my fingers, for the listeners that can't see me. That wasn't enough for ABC. The president herself made a statement, like literally hours, not even hours, but it was like later in the day after she came back on and apologized on the show, that she would be getting suspended for 2 weeks. Now Whoopi is blindsided. She allegedly is upset about this. She's thinking about quitting. A lot of the co-hosts are, in cahoots with her, like they're mad too. It's just really messy at the V right now. What's going on, Derek? What? There's so many layers to this conversation, and I'm a pinpoint them, but I just want to get your.
How dare they come for Whoopi Black Ass Goldberg at the beginning of Black History Month the way that they did, because she told the truth. Okay, so let's talk about it. If we want to talk about it, Whoopi Goldberg set her black ass on that white ass network in Jewish ass Hollywood and told those people the truth. The Holocaust was not about race. Now, when Jason came, or when the guy came, he was like, the Nazis felt that they were the superior race and that the Jewish people were an inferior race. Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. Race is a social construct. Mm-hmm. And in the grand scheme of race, but 3 races of people. Mm-hmm. It was the whites, the blacks, and the yellows. Because they stopped dealing with the reds. The reds.
We gotta say Asian. We cannot say yellow, chaps.
No, the white. No. If I'm black, we got white people. We got yellow people and red people. Those were the 4 races at one point. It was called the white man, black
That's what
man,
they called
red
it. Okay.
man, and yellow man. Mm-hmm. Right. So when it came to the global construct of race, the power dynamics, there were only the big 3. So when you look at how they were rounding up the Jewish people, Jewish, and I'm gonna get to that in a second about the ish on the Jewish part, right? So being Jewish is a religious custom, right? That is part of your ethnicity, your ethnic experience, the culture of that particular group of people who were also what? White.
Or Caucasian, to get
those were white people, okay? Those were colonizers. African colonizers. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, now, what Whoopi should have said was, sure, it was race. It was racial. It was white on white crime. I would have called it that. Call it white on white crime. Since everybody want to bring up black on black crime when we're talking about race issues and we talk about us not wanting to be killed by the police, and we want to talk about, not having to be subject to systemic racism or institutional racism or communal racism. Let's talk about that. The Holocaust was an attack on a religious sect, right? The Nazis were German, white Christians who felt that they were better and superior than the Jewish community and wanted them eradicated. That is what that was about. That was white on white crime. Wasn't racial. The white Aryan race thought they were better than everybody, every other type of human being on the planet. On a power structure, that was not racially motivated. It was basically getting rid of people that they didn't like. And people say, oh, they round up black people, blah, blah, blah. Listen, when the Holocaust happened, after that monstrosity, the Jewish people got reparations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when the bombs went down on Hiroshima?
Yep.
The Japanese people got reparations. Black people have been fighting for reparations for years of having their ancestors enslaved here. And what they want to give us opportunity zones. They want to give us, access. They want to give us access to healthcare. Oh my God, praise God! I can't believe that.
Something everybody got.
They want to give us watermelon lemonade scented candles.
It's okay.
You get what I'm saying? And I think that because Whoopi is known to be a black ass black woman, but she's also very compassionate and very intelligent. Has a great worldview, And she eloquently laid out what she meant when she said what she said. It wasn't about race. That wasn't racially motivated. That was about a group of people
Mm-hmm.
who did not respect the humanity of other people.
Yeah.
Because that's what it all boils down to. Even when we talk about racism, or
Mm-hmm.
we talk about acts of violence or acts of racist violence towards other people, take the race away, because that's imaginary. You're a human being that doesn't value the life, the quality
Mm-hmm.
of another human being.
Now, to the people that were saying that, okay, so I think a lot of people, the American definition of race is different from the European definition of
Who
race.
cares? This is The View, and all of those women are American. Next case.
But the thing, well, I mean, they say that we stuck in, talking about phenotypes and all in the sense of like, oh, I see what you are, then that's what you by sight. Like, I think Whoopi's statements, and I did say that I didn't
If
say
Joy Behar had said it, they wouldn't have said a word because she's Jewish. If Joy Behar had said the Holocaust,
Mhm.
she's as a Jewish woman, as
Mhm.
she said, take the race out of it because they were all white people.
Yeah.
The Holocaust was about a group of people who thought they were superior to others, who
Mhm.
then tried to wipe them out because they did not respect the humanity of these types of people.
Mhm.
That is what the Holocaust was. They were led by a man who
Yeah.
was fucking delusional and deranged.
Mhm.
And now,
And he
because
was
of
the
this,
one that
now
said that
watch. Now,
yeah.
mind you, this was white on white crime. The
Mhm.
Holocaust in America is now bridled as the worst, the most horrific act of genocide the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
Baby, y'all came to America,
It's the old land.
to somebody else's land, and wiped out millions of natives who were also Aztecian and technically black as well, because we've been
Mhm.
here. It ain't like we were gone. We've always been here. So I don't like now. This is not to downplay the Holocaust, and I hope that for those of you who are watching, especially if we have any Jewish viewers, listen.
Mhm.
I stand with all people. I want all people to be free. But I also want there to be some sense and context to what it is that we're talking about, what we're facing, and just dealing with reality. I realize that people do not like listening to the truth. People hate when you tell them three things.
Mhm.
Okay? They don't like it when you tell them that them ain't Michael Jackson kids. They don't like it when you tell them that Trump lost. And they don't like it when you tell them that the Holocaust is a tragedy, but it is not the worst tragedy that has ever happened in the history of the world. It is a tragedy.
Yeah,
It is a
it's a
tragic
tragedy.
event. And to go into this measure, I just feel like the public relations aspect of the Holocaust is that people always try to position it as if this was the gravest offense ever known to man, when
Mhm.
you're literally talking to people who are the ancestors, and it's not just black people. There have been hundreds of thousands of acts of genocide that have happened on this planet. And you know what the common denominator was?
What? Yeah, it didn't have to deal with
Do you know who the common denominator was? So
us.
if we're going to talk about this thing, be honest. And I feel
Yeah.
like spaces like The View are platforms where they're supposed to be able to give their opinion, their perspective, and their honesty
Yeah.
without there being all of this extra, like trying to. I feel like this is what I saw. I was like, oh, they're buck breaking Whoopi now. That's
So
what I
my
took it
thoughts,
as.
my initial thoughts of the her statements, and I think what Whoopi said was factually correct, but ethically was wrong because of the offense of, because it offended a lot of people.
So what?
And
People
we're
don't
at
get
a
offended
time
either
we're at a
way.
time now where we're at a time that you
Child,
still get happy
listen.
with Nick Cannon.
Then they need to cancel all. They need to cancel all
Mhm.
shows, any show that requires people to have their own thought.
Mhm.
If you're not allowed to have freedom of thought anymore
Mhm.
in mass media, they need to cancel every show that's not scripted. That's not scripted,
Right. I
because we're
mean, like
all
I definitely what she said was what she she's correct, but it's like it's we're in a sensitive time, and that's what happened.
we're
But
both of us. When you're
only
in sensitive times, you grow up.
my
Thick and
issue
skin.
my issue with this whole ordeal is the whole suspension part, because it's like okay, she found out about it like what we want to say hours, like the whole day after the episode where she addressed it again aired, well, third time when it aired, and the president, which is also a woman of color, I'm like sat there and made that suspension and without pay. I'm hearing now she's losing over like $192,000
The young
because
people.
of this break. I'm like,
That's because the president's trying to keep her job.
you know what? I'm like, could we keep that same energy though? Because let's be clear, Joy Behar says some stuff, and Meghan McCain with her microaggression ass, she said a lot of shit. I'm a fan of The View. I watched The View. I went on there 2 times. Okay, I know exactly what they be saying on there. Meghan McCain used to say some real off the wall shit. She used to say stuff that was low key racist or prejudice at best. What Whoopi
Child.
Goldberg did, what she said, fine. Maybe it offended some people. But is that warranted for a suspension, an unpaid suspension at that? Hell no.
Y'all not gonna get my girl like that. Y'all not gonna get Celie like that. I don't care what they talking about.
That was, and then y'all blindsided her. If y'all was gonna do that, y'all could have had her on the show. Like, okay, well, we had this person come on. Sorry for what I said. I'm gonna take a 2-week vacation or whatever. I'm gonna take a 2-week break or whatever. This, that, and the third. It seems like she was blindsided. Like that's the part that was like, and people was in my comments on TikTok talking about some. Oh, well, you think she deserves to be let know? I'm like, she's Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. Like when you work in the game long enough. And this is something they would do to a rookie. Like this is something they would do to a new person. You know, that says something off the wall. All right, we're gonna put you to break a little bit. 2 weeks break. You don't do that
in
Goldberg.
In Hollywood, what you've learned over the past few years is that nobody is above the system, right? So, what the hell just happened to my notes? Nobody's above the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just have to. You have to play that game. When you're in Hollywood, that's how that works. You have to play that game.
Yeah.
And what I don't like is that, one, yes, there's a black president of that network now. And I think that when I say it's always your own people, is that there's an extra pressure when you're the leader. And if one of your people says something or offends somebody, you have to act as if you were acting on behalf of the people that were offended, right? Even if you agree, she could agree, but like, but listen, I have to do this because that's the business. You know, our advertisers may pull out.
Yeah.
You know, I have to think about the business, and it's gonna look bad. It may feel bad, but I have to do this because this is how the game is played. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that it happened, but I don't think that it's. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg can take a 2-week vacation; she'll be fine.
Yeah,
$190,000. What she can do is she can negotiate to get that put back in her contract for next season, and just add it back. I would double it. I also need a $380,000 bonus added to my contract for next season. And you know, we're literally watching these black commentators every
and on the
week.
first day of Black History Month. Like this happened the first day of Black History Month. I'm like, this is what y'all do? Y'all suspend.
They trying to take out Celie.
Whoopi freaking Goldberg. Are you kidding me? Now, it's funny how you said in the beginning, Joy Behar actually is a Jewish woman, and she was allegedly one of the co-hosts that are like also upset about this. They said Sonny's upset about this. They said Anna Navarra, Sarah's being neutral. Sarah's always
Anna Navarra has spoken out already.
Oh, what'd she say?
She thinks it's ridiculous. Like she.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
well, see, here's the thing too. Here's the thing, and which got me in the comments because one of my videos I was talking about, it's like, oh, well, there's people that got fired, you know, some of these little conservatives. There's people that got fired for less. And I'm like, who y'all talking about? So I looked it up. They're bringing up all these people. They bringing up, oh, well, they fired Roseanne, or they did the girl from that was Star Wars, Gina Carano, that said all these anti-Semitic things.
But this was not anti-Semitic.
Shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't anti-Jewish. Like, it wasn't anti-Jewish people.
Mm-hmm.
She put context into the humanity of the dehumanizing, you know, actions that took place in that event, in that historical event, taking the race out of it, because everything can't be racial. And when you make things racial, that's what amplifies the sensitivity. And they made it racial, right? So it's like, listen, when dealing with this particular incident, you're looking at the pictures, these are a bunch of white people. These are white folks.
And
These are white
somebody on
folks.
YouTube, I forgot her name, but she said it. There's some lady on YouTube that made a good comparison because they said if Black Americans decided that they wanted to do a whole mass genocide on Jamaica, it's not going to be like, oh my goodness, like it's a race thing. It's a race thing. No, it's Black folks enslaving Black folks.
That part.
Like, do y'all not like? We get that, but we are in a time where certain things you cannot say, and a lot of people said that there's a lot of people that own a lot of media.
Right. And let me get
know?
right. Now let's get to the now we got to down to the bottom. Let me get to the nitty-gritty of why I said at the top of this we're gonna get canceled. And they try to cancel me, and that's fine. And with me entering into the industry, understanding, having a clear understanding of who has the power and all those things, that doesn't bother me because the truth is the truth. But like I said, I was on Facebook under your post, it's like, you know what? I feel like people don't understand how words work anymore. Like Jewish people, ish. Okay, we're talking about etymology now. What does ish mean? When you put
old,
it's a chop.
It's a chop. Like,
and I'm back.
I'm back by popular demand.
I'm back by popular demand. What I was saying is Jewish. When you add ish to something, ish denotes like, right? Like the Jews. All right. So the Jewish people originated when a particular space, most people call it Africa, the motherland, anything like that. But when these spaces were colonized, these people took on the culture of the people that were there, who were the Hebrew, also known as the Jews. They were Black. This was their religion that they practiced. Their dedication to Yahweh, right? So these people were Jewish. These were not the Jews. They were Jewish. These were white people that came in like they always do. Ooh, what these Black folks doing? I want that. They took that culture and they built power in it. The Holocaust, even though it was a tragic event, has given the Jewish community so much power, right? They're almost untouchable. You can't say anything bad about them. They have their own communities. They're able to buy up city blocks. Have you been to New York?
Yeah.
They're able to buy up city blocks. They have their own schools.
I mean,
when coronavirus happened, baby, they said, what mask? We're not doing that. That's against my religion. And they were partying in the streets. No mask. Testing. What do you test for? God takes care of me. Doing their own thing. And you can't say anything to them. Why? Because they're Jewish.
And if you say anything anti-Semitic.
And their community's been through so much. And they're still struggling with it to this day. Are they?
And I can tell you who's struggling. Us. We struggling, child.
Continuing to fight for our voices to be heard. Continuing to fight against our culture being pillaged and resold to us at 400% markup. Calling us ghetto, uneducated, ignorant, and then taking those same things and marketing them back to us and into white spaces for profit. Still degrading our women, emasculating our men. And I'm not talking about sexuality either, right? So it's like,
yeah, I mean,
there's a disassociation with the truth.
Who's really struggling? You get what I'm saying? And it's let's
I
be
just
clear.
think that, and all of my, I mean, into it, Whoopi was right, and people just don't like the truth. People do not like the truth. The powers that be, there are truths that would be best left if we keep it to ourselves. But it's not like we don't know.
Yeah,
it's not like we don't know.
And that's all I got to say. That's all we have to say about it. Like, tell us what you think in the comments. We're definitely gonna have this clip on a separate video, as we do like the clips and stuff like that. So we want to know what you guys are thinking about with this topic. It's starting to be a nuisance. Okay, we understand what had happened with Nick Cannon. We understand. Okay, fine, whatever.
Wait, what happened with Nick Cannon?
We know what happened with Nick Cannon when he initially got canceled. He got canceled for almost he had somebody else come on and talk about it, and he was kind of like in agreement, and that's what got his shows cut off, and he had to doing the whole apology tour. I don't like that whole thing. It's like, you better apologize, or you ain't gonna ever work in this town again. Like, it's weird. Like, it's really, really weird, child. I'm gonna make my own platform. But see, that's why there's people like what's his name, or Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan, they just now found out that he was saying the N-word in one of his other shows. They done pulled up that, but I bet you Spotify ain't gonna cancel his shit out. They ain't gonna end that deal with him.
Right.
He got 11 million downloads.
Neil Young. I'm talking about the Neil Young situation. NDRE pulled her music from Spotify after that.
It's gonna take I hate to. I don't want to
take Beyonce. Beyonce don't care about Spotify.
It's gonna take a Beyonce leveled singer.
Who is that?
That could be either Mariah, Taylor,
Beyonce
Drake.
level. That sounds crazy to me.
Beyonce level, as in streams and stuff like that. Like, come on,
okay, okay. I'm like a Beyonce level.
Not as in as
Those girls ain't getting them numbers.
I'm talking about streams.
But like a Taylor Swift, like a Taylor Swift stream queen kind of thing. Rihanna, one of those.
Now Drake did some shit like, if he pull his music off, which I don't think is gonna happen. Then I think Spotify will be like, all right, so
he's Canadian, he don't care.
Rogan, you gotta go. Or anybody that has more numbers than he does, because he has 11 million downloads. So I mean, this is a numbers game. It's a numbers game, but that's all I can say about it. We'll see what happens, child. I hope she don't leave, because if she leave, that's it. I ain't going to that show. Ain't watching it no more, child. It's over. Now, Janet Jackson. Did you watch the documentary?
Of course I did.
I know you did, because when we did the episode, you was like, "Oh, I gotta go," because I
had to go watch it.
Yeah, the first two parts came on Friday, and the next two that Saturday. It was good. It was, that Jackson 5 movie was a lie. I didn't know the house that they had on that documentary. I was like, they was living here. I thought they was at least middle class, because the way the movie portrayed them, I was like, oh wow, that's new. And I liked how she owned her story. Like, she was like, everyone did their little renditions of their books or their docu-series on what my life is about. It's my first time doing it for me. And I'm like, you know what? That's some real ass shit. Yeah. So that's what I liked about the documentary. One thing that I was like a little, ooh, okay. She did not go in on Justin Timberlake, which confused a lot of fans, because a lot of fans were at his neck for the past couple years since this topic, it always resurfaces and stuff. Like, she was like, I told him not to say nothing.
Yeah, but she said, so this whole Super Bowl thing, like, she's all this stuff. There wasn't really anything new about the Super Bowl incident that we got in this documentary, because there was a whole documentary about the Super Bowl incident already that gave us all the information. So her just saying, "Oh yeah, I told him not to say anything." Like, well, clearly he said that we've seen that already, and they were teasing that he was going to be in it, but the surprise was Jermaine Dupri, which wasn't. That didn't register as a surprise to me, if that makes sense.
The only thing with the Janet Jackson story, when it came to Justin Timberlake, because it's like they played like a clip of her interview with Oprah where she said, I kind of felt like he didn't really speak up for me, or this, like, she felt a way about him not speaking up. So it's like, it's kind of weird when we got to the documentary and you told him not to say anything. So I was like, it came off like a little inconsistent. That's just what I'm saying. And there is proof of that interview that she had with Oprah. That's why I was taken back a little bit. I was like, oh, I thought this was gonna be like the melee. I thought he was like, well, yeah, I ain't expect her to curse him out or anything like that. But I was like, dang.
Janet wasn't gonna give you that. Janet Jackson wasn't gonna give you that.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't going to give you that. So I don't know why anybody expected that. That wasn't what Janet Jackson was going to give. I expected Janet to take full responsibility for what happened, the same way she always has, even though it wasn't her fault. And like she said in her video, her and Justin are still good friends. It was an unfortunate accident that happened, and yes, we were all aware that white supremacy had a play into how his career ended up flourishing after that, and Janet was damn near blackballed. We understood what was happening. Those who were aware understood what was happening, and I think now it's like, well, this is what I was talking about. Black people have to protect our own people. Like, you can't cancel one of our icons, because just because you said that she's over don't mean that we're not going to be spending on her, especially if we're the highest demographic. And she's a fucking Jackson. She's an international superstar. You think just because some funky Americans was mad about her black ass nipple being on TV that was going to stop people from loving Janet Jackson? They've known and they love. And if Madonna had done it, they would have said it was legendary, iconic. She was the queen of provocateur. Like, just imagine if Madonna had done something like that. Her pink ass nipple was on national television for the Super Bowl. It would go down as one of the most provocative moments in television history, and it would have kept going. It would just been a thing.
Yeah. I mean, we even seen that parallel with Madonna. That time she was kissing mad women, but then when Adam Lambert did that, he got canceled. Remember Adam Lambert? He had a short run.
Patriarchy at best. Patriarchy and homophobia.
And that was the same year. Right. Yeah. It's crazy. But
yeah, the documentary was really good. My favorite part. You know what I did notice is how she skipped from Jermaine Dupri to talking about having the baby and going on tour. I was like, you're not going to talk about this marriage to this Arabian man?
Not whatever. Oh, yeah.
Where would you get this baby from? She was married.
She was married.
Oh, Issa. But I'm like, okay, so let's talk about this marriage, honey. What happened? Like, did he hit you? What was going on there?
Not that he hit.
We got the in-depth relationship with her and James Barge. We got the whole 2-episode spread of her and Renee. They touched on Jermaine Dupri and them almost getting married and being together for almost a decade. And then it just skipped to, I had a baby with this man overseas, and then I'm on tour and I'm 51 and I'm so happy. And like, wait a minute, goddammit. Now, what was going on when you was wearing all black for 2 years? What was happening? What was going on when you was over there in
Janet Jackson always wearing all black, even back in Rhythm Nation days.
I'm talking about when she had the job. She was like, when she went over there to them people, she was over there with them.
Oh, wait a minute, she had the whole garb and all that. Oh no!
You don't remember when Janet went over there and was like, she couldn't, like, he had an issue with her, like, when she did the Unbreakable tour. Like, her costumes were like, she was very covered because she was still married. It was just like, girl, when you raised a Jehovah Witness, you ain't no damn, ain't no Muslim.
They do not wear no damn.
I'm saying she was raised a J-Dub. So I was like,
that's right.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, girl, what is going on? I mean,
a lot of them got kicked out. Didn't they all get kicked out?
Probably did.
I mean, the only one that's probably in it is probably Rebe. Because she was like,
she's still clutching her Bible, child. Rebe Jackson was like, I couldn't believe it. That's supposed to be private. That's for your husband. I was like, girl, it's just boobs. It's boobs. It's boobs. And it's her husband grabbing her boobs.
Yeah.
It's just boobs.
I did not know she was married as many times as she was. Like, I was like, dang, this is a lot that I didn't know about Jen. I just knew, I knew of her. I knew her music. I knew her as Penny on Good Times. I got to see another side of Miss Janet Jackson. You know,
it was nice. It was totally an event. It's still the most watched female entertainer in the world. From her HBO special, these 15 million views that she drew in on Lifetime. She's the most watched female artist of all time.
It was. It did. They would have had to do in numbers. I heard about that. Now, Derek, do we got a problem?
We've been talking about problems this whole episode, but I do believe we may just have one. Now, we got 99 problems, but this video was not one. Let's get into it.
Do we got a problem? Okay, Nicki Minaj featuring Lil Baby. Now, like I thought, I definitely thought it's her song. It's a single. and it was a 9-minute music video, and it had acting. I'm like, we back to acting, Nicki? We back to the skits? Like, what? Come on, get this Oscar.
Okay.
We shooting high. Yeah, I like the visual. I like the song, the music. I mean, it's a
The
little trash, but
fashion.
the lyrics, the lyrics is I like the lyrics. Um, I like it. I mean, it's something different, you know. And I'm gonna be very. I'm not. I'm prefacing it saying that it's something different. I'm really here for Bussin' though, because like that towards the end of that video, she introduced the
She
next
did
song
hit us with. She did
dropping
hit us
next
with a
week.
2-for-1.
Okay, but she's gonna be dropping it next week. That's what she said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear about that one because that looked like it's gonna be a fun song. Um, I listened to it. I had to listen to it because watching it on the video and listening to it, it seems different. Like like they move certain ad libs and stuff or whatever the case was. But yeah, it's a good listen. And Lil Baby is supposed to be in the Bussin' single too. So I'm like, is this like a joint situation? It's a lot that we don't know. She's been doing every type of interviews with podcasters and radio hosts, and I'm like,
The era is here. Like I'm trying to tell. Like
we have to
when
start
you
sending
see
them
Nicki,
emails.
when you see Nicki popping up on late night shows, when the
Mhm.
singles dropping, baby, the era has started. We are behind.
Yeah.
NM5 has started.
Well, we
Okay,
got some information out of all of these interviews.
get your flip out wigs ready.
Album is coming out, and she said it's before the summer.
I don't believe him. We still waiting on that
Right.
documentary from
Because
3
every
years
time
ago.
there's always something going on. It's like, oh, guys, we have to reconvene. I can
I'm
already see
pregnant
now.
again. Like Rihanna's pregnant, so I can't
She
put my
better not.
album out until the baby's born. That's part of my title contract. So
And
just
she was talking to everybody out there. She was talking everybody in their mouth. She was talking to Kevin Samuels on live. Like,
what was that about? Like, why are you talking to this man?
what's going on? Look, Nicki does that though. Like when it's time to release, she's on. She does a lot. Like I remember this one time with Queen. Like she just showed up somewhere. It was at some type of. He showed up somewhere. She just popped up, and that's when she was like holding that child, and the child was crying. But like she used to do stuff like that, just to reach the people and stuff like that, to talk to and communicate. I like when she does that and when she gets into that bag.
No, so before the late night show, she was at the Clippers game.
Yeah,
and they turned the whole stadium pink. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that. And I was like, Nick,
yes, the Queen. I love that. I love that for her.
Now, a couple of things was going on though. Like she was talking about the City Girls. Well, initially it started when they asked about. I don't know how they even got to that point, but you know how these little
because Carisha's been begging to be unblocked on Instagram and for a single and for a collab. So
she basically said on the radio show, was like, I don't want to do a song with someone that does not like me. Like it makes no sense. To which I think I want to say a day later, Nicki tweeted like, "Oh, I had this conversation with the City Girls and everything's all good and it's at the third." And I guess they pieced things up, but I was just
of
like,
course they apologize.
It left fans confused. Like I know my best friend is like a barb or whatever. She felt like, oh no, like I hope she don't do a song with them and anything like that because I feel like they might be using her.
Now let's be clear, Barbs. If you're out here listening, I know you are. I'm a barb too. Now that don't mean I don't listen to the City Girls, because I do. All right. But as far as understanding how this business works and them being able to use the Queen, I'm not for it. I think that Nicki should be like, you said what you said, stand by that. You said what you said. Pick a side, pick a side. Remember with no frauds?
Pick a side.
Pick a side. You chose your side. You publicly voiced what side you were on in this foolishness and this fuckery without knowing what was going on. So now you stand there. They're gonna be sitting on the same line that Lil Nas X gonna be sitting in, waiting for a feature. And you just sit your ass over there and you wait. You sit in that corner and you think about what you said.
Lil Nas X brother, I'm like, Lil Nas, you need to get your brother because he was giving mad. I don't even know why they even ran his story. Like he made a tweet talking about, oh, now Nicki's cool with the City Girls when we gonna get that feature. I'm like, first of all, it was never a beef. Like
Lil Nas said that, or his brother?
His brother. Like his brother was like, oh, when is Nicki gonna work? Huh?
The nigga never. Let me go find that tweet so I can retweet it and be like,
No,
nigga
first of all, I
never.
mean, I would like to see them collab, but like it has to be natural.
And she said that's not happening. I don't think Nicki Minaj is not. She's not gonna collab with anybody that she doesn't want to collab with. That she's at the level now where you said what you said.
Well, I mean, Lil Nas X didn't really say nothing. It's just he didn't do nothing. He denied being a barb because he did not want no one to know that he was gay. And obviously, we all know that when you are a Nicki Minaj fan and a man, people will suspect that you are.
But he was gay, so that was your problem.
He was, but he wasn't out.
You
like,
shouldn't have made that. Well, you shouldn't have made that Nicki's problem.
But I don't judge people that do that though, because there's times where it's like you're in an environment where you don't know, like, okay, this person might, you would have group of dudes, they be like, oh, what type of rapper you like? And if you say Nicki Minaj, they're gonna say something to go like, oh, you a gay or you this or you that. Like, I understand that aspect because I've been in that spot before. I've been in that place before. But
are you a barb?
Huh?
Are you a barb?
Yes, I'm a barb. Okay, I could say it now, but I'm just saying then it was. Well, look, it's my comfortability.
I think about y'all all the time. I'm like, you know what? Now, what if Jesus came back and if this was the world he was living in? He's like, are you a Christian? Be like, well, yeah, I can't tell nobody because they're gonna be mad at me. They're gonna think I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
I'm not gonna say nothing negative.
If you deny me before, if you deny Nicki Minaj before man, she will deny you before the studio booth.
I felt like with that aspect, she could have been a little bit understanding though. But because let's be clear, you're not in these people's shoes. He was being outed for being a Nicki fan. He didn't want people to know that he was out, so that's just what it was.
Yeah,
if she doesn't do a song with him, that's whatever.
It's kind of crazy when you do a fan page and you do a face reveal. You outed yourself. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like I've been following Nas Raj for years before he became Lil Nas X. So I'm just like, you did a face reveal, sir. Like you outed yourself. And then when the rumors started, or oh, you must be gay, you were very, very upfront and was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm gay. Like it wasn't like nobody cared. Like it wasn't like nobody was bullying you. You were a Nicki Minaj stan account. Like, even if you weren't gay, like, of course we're gonna assume that, but you actually are. So just live in it. We don't care. Just continue to do the queen's work.
But
you denied her.
He denied. Okay, all right. Now,
you
not to compare Nicki to Jesus, child. Anyway, moving along, we are loving this new project. That to be
the Pink Christmas.
It'll be Christmas.
Pink Christmas, bitch.
Not Pink Christmas. It's I'm happy for it. I hope it seems like it's gonna be the Queen Sleaze era. I'ma just be a supportive fan, child.
That was really weird to see Queen in pink letters at the end of that video. What does that mean? Are we getting like Queen 2?
That'd be cool.
I wanted the redhead Nicki era. Like I really wanted when Yakis came out. I was like, oh bitch, we getting a redhead era. Bitch, she about to come in here and slaughter everything. And then we ain't get it.
Yeah.
And then we got High Girl Summer, something like that.
When are we gonna get this docuseries? I want to see the docuseries, honestly.
Because I want to be nosy. I want to know more about her life.
Yeah.
I want all your business.
We'll know in due time. She need to bring back Queen Radio, but I guess she's trying to find like a new
she can come to Bigo
provider or something because she's not Apple. Huh?
Come to Bigo, Nicki. Let me send this email.
No, I don't want to see her come to Bigo because
Nicki would be a host. No, I think Nicki would do well on Bigo because like even her Instagram lives, like she makes money, but like she can host her panels, she could talk to her fans directly. Like, can you imagine the chaos that would be for her to be hosting like Queen Radio on Bigo? Let me see if I can. Let me send a tweet real quick.
I mean, I don't know. She probably want to go somewhere where she can can keep a lot of her projects. Like you can't really like with these live apps, it's cool. Hopefully if somebody can screen record and post it somewhere else, that's where people see a lot of Bigo lives, be arguing back and forth with people. But I mean, I don't know. Nicki might do something, Josh. She'll find something.
Instagram ain't paying her. She can come to Bigo.
I missed her being on Queen Radio because it felt like I don't know. It felt like she was like she had her own little rap show on the radio, but it was streaming.
Yeah.
Oh well, hopefully we get something. But anyway, this happened earlier this week. Oh, child, not the picture. Rihanna is preggers with ASAP Rocky, and it kind of blew up the internet earlier this week for a lot of reasons. A lot of people were. I mean, there's two types of people that are upset about this. There's the ones that are upset because she ain't gonna be. That music is between you and God. And two, ASAP Rocky, which I have an opinion on that because you know they're talking about ASAP Rocky in his past and stuff like that, and it's just like okay. And I want to preface this too. I think we need to understand that people can evolve.
But has he?
We don't know,
Okay,
so
so that
stop.
means we're
So
only
people should stop
so
assuming
that
too.
well that means that we're
Um,
only that means the only thing that we can do is go off of your past actions. If your current actions don't show evolution from where you
mhm.
were the last time we saw you.
But you do have. I mean, people change. I mean, you don't have
Okay.
to see it to understand it, though.
Yeah, people don't change by much.
I mean, I think his encounter when he got arrested over there, and I think when he was in France or something like that, he got arrested, and they had actually had to like get America to like do something. It
Mm-hmm.
was a big thing. It could have
Mm.
traumatized him. He could have
It was a
realized that yeah,
reckoning.
I'm a nigga too.
Could have. That's what we like to do is that we call that benefit of the doubt.
Okay, so what do you feel then? Because obviously it seemed like
I
you
don't
in
care. I
cahoots with
judge
a lot of.
people. I'm not cahoots anybody. I judge people based off of their actions, right? Like you can say anything, but based off of your actions is where your judgment comes in because
Mhm.
that is where the proof lies. Now, since that incident, I don't think there's really been anything that has made me or led me to believe that he still doesn't feel that way. So I'm like, okay, and he's entitled to his opinion.
Mhm. Well, my thing is okay. So if that's the case, maybe he didn't change, but like
I was
he might
like,
have a. I'm just saying. I'm speaking in what if.
mm-hmm.
Um, he's not deserving of having a child or being with or dating. You get what I'm saying? Like
Who said
it's
that?
well, I mean that's what it. Why else are people upset about her being with her having a baby with ASAP Rocky? Like what's
People are upset about the girl they fantasize about having a baby with somebody they don't like. I mean, I can see that being a thing. I mean, when you're a fanatic, like that's how that works. People were
well
upset that
she was
Nicki
doing
Minaj
some
had a baby with Kenny.
okay.
People were upset that Beyonce had the audacity to marry and then have 3 children with Jay-Z, who cheated on her. Like, people are upset about that. Like, girl, you
Mhm.
deserve better. You deserve
Does
better.
she? I mean, well, oh, excuse me. Not does she, but like I think
Let me cut my. You know
they
what?
have
I
always
knew they was
been
going. I knew today was going to be the day. I knew it.
child. What's going on?
The wall. You can talk to the wall. Okay.
Not talk to the wall. I misworded that. What I meant to say was I feel like we,
It, 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 I,
y'all don't know what's going on in on the inside. They probably been dating for years. Like first of all, we first found out about ASAP Rocky through Rihanna because at first we thought I'm like, who this man that when we seen that when we seen him at the award show with her, I'm like, who this man with these dreads, this and the third. They did music videos together. They probably been dating on again, off again. So they probably had a relationship. We don't know of it to be toxic or good. But
who
I'm
said
just
anything
saying.
about that? Nobody said that. Nobody has said
Okay, so what
anything
are people are
about.
saying then, Derek?
Nobody
What
has
they
said
saying?
anything about their relationship being toxic, about how he treats her, any of those things. People don't like him because he appears to be anti-black based off of the things that he has said himself. And then when he found himself in a situation where the universe said, "Wake up, nigga, you a black ass man,"
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't a 180 turn where him recognizing, like,
Or
damn,
you
I
didn't
said
see
some.
it.
So if we're talking about the court of public opinion, the only thing we can base it on is on your public actions. And if whatever you're doing in your private, we don't know nothing about that because it's private And he could have repented, he could have changed, he could have all those things. That's called benefit of the doubt because we don't know. The only thing we do know for sure is what has been presented to us from himself. And what we have seen, there are people who think that Rihanna's black ass, who has been blackisha,
I'm like,
probably could have been with someone who was as pro-black as she was. But I think they're a great looking couple. I think they can share clothes. I think it's going to be great for the baby to be raised with two parents who won't dress them in Kmart clothing. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. I also think that she made a misstep by not having a baby by that Arab man.
what Arab man?
The princess she was dating before.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I remember that. Well,
But it'd be like that. Like, girl, you better secure that $1 billion bag and then go
I mean,
find
this
you.
is her life.
Like, and then go find like if you wanted to find a nigga with a perm, you could have just said that.
Not find a nigga with a perm. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I never. Okay, so I can just speak for my person that I stand. Nicki Minaj, I really don't care for Kenneth, but at the end of the day, like that's who she's married with. I'm not a fan of him. I don't know him, so it's just anything. I just had nothing to say about because when people were having that discourse about how Kenneth is this and Kenneth is that, I was like, I don't really care about that man. I'm a Nicki fan.
Right. He's just here to make her happy, and that's it. That's why in my brain, I'm like, listen, he's not our celebrity. He's not our king. He's not like he is a person in her life that makes her happy. And if that is what makes her happy, then I'm happy for her happiness as long as he's treating her well and treating her like the queen that she is to the rest of us. Then I don't care nothing else about that man. Now, when it comes to Rihanna, I think that
hell, I feel the same way. I don't listen to that. I don't listen to no ASAP Rocky songs except for LSD. That was a good song. But I'm a Rihanna fan.
I can't name not one. I can't name not one ASAP Rocky
that's
song.
literally the one for me.
I did not come as soon as possible to the Rocky train. But aside from that, I'm very happy that she's pregnant. I'm sad that it means we probably not gonna get this fucking album. Like, why they keep doing? I said this on one of our shows. Like, this is how they do the big three, the R&B. One's like, oh, you drop these panties, you go drop some shoes, and you get pregnant. That's what they're giving us. They're giving us everything except albums, and I'm sad about it.
All right, guys, this was a really good episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. We're gonna end it off today because I have to eat. I'm hungry. Thank you so much. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you so much, listeners on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.